Good morning, everybody. How are you guys doing? I wanted to go over a couple things. So we have been talking about me pushing you in a positive direction and pushing you to be better, to make a difference in the world, to not get drowned out by your traumas, to not get drowned out by your bad decisions that haunt you, and to choose a more positive lifestyle. But you're like, thanks for the information, now what, right? You're missing some information, and I go over some of it in my 30-day challenge that I have on this page under they just changed the title of it. It used to be units section, but it's the groups section. I teach you ways to sit down and really deep dive inside yourself and find the answers that you're looking for. So I'm going to give you today 3 ways that you can start making a plan today. I'm going to give you a couple examples, but I want you guys to find out what's right for you. And in order to move forward, in order to not get stuck in concrete, then you need to have the tools to do that. So the first thing that I want you guys to do is, if you need a change in your life, if you have traumas that are haunting you, if you have bad decisions that are haunting you, if you have addictions that are holding you back from thinking that you are worthy of a positive life, I want you to sit down and dream about that perfect vision that you have in your head of how you want your life to be. And in that, making your plan, the number one thing I want you to do, that I want you to remind yourself of every single day, is what is your why? What is the reason that you want to make these changes in your life? Is it for you? Is it for your spouse? Is it to give a better example for your children? Is it to be a better co-worker, or is it to be a better entrepreneur? What is your why what is the reason that you want to make the change in your life? This is super important. So don't just throw out an answer and think, oh, I've got it. I want to make a change in my life because things would be so much easier. No, it takes hard work. Don't just throw out an answer and say, oh, well, I want to make a change because I want to please my husband. No. This is about you. This is about long-term success of changing your life. You need to do it for you. But you also need to know what's driving you. What is your why? For me, in particular, there's so many things that come with it, but it's to show my daughter and my children, my stepchildren and my daughter, that there is a better life out there. It doesn't have to be so full of trauma. It doesn't have to be so dark, right? I want her to know that there's a better world out there for her. And the only way that I'm going to show her how to do that is if I'm following it myself. You can't just speak the words and then not do the actions yourself. That doesn't get you anywhere. That doesn't help the people out there. So know your why. My why is, I want to show women out there in the world that have been through traumas that you can survive it. You can gain your confidence again. You can find your self-worth again. And you can thrive. That's my why. I want other women out there that were in my position 5 years ago, my position 10 years ago, my position 15 years ago, my position 20 years ago. That's how long my life has been filled full of hurdles, okay? And I want them to know that you can get through it. And not only can you get through it, you can come out stronger. You can come out wiser. You can come out and be unstoppable. And those are the same things that I want to pass down to my daughter. That's my why. What is your why? Write it down. Write it down in a place where you can put a sticky note on the wall, where you brush your teeth every morning and you read that reason to never give up, to keep going. So that is the number one thing I want you guys to do today on your journey of changing your life into a more positive manner, healing from the traumas or the scars, whatever they may be, and living your life with a life of purpose, living your happy life. That's what one of my websites is living a happy life. Why? Because I've gotten there, and I want to help you guys do the same. So number one, write down your why and put it in a place where you can see it every day. Okay? Number two, this is something that takes a lot of soul searching, but I want you guys to be very honest and write down the things in your life that make you feel good and write down the things in life that don't make you feel good. If someone yells and raises their voice at you, and that does not make you feel good, it makes you shrink down, it makes you close yourself off, it makes you tense, and you don't like those things, write it down. We're getting down to the nitty gritty, okay? We're not just gonna say overall, well, I don't like negativity in my life. What is negative? What is stopping you from thriving? Is it verbal abuse that's holding you back? Someone is stripping you of your self-worth and making you feel unworthy. Write it down. If you are stuck in a dead-end job where you feel like you have so many more talents that are not shining, you feel like you are dimmed down, your light is dimmed down, write it down. That's putting off a negative feeling in your life. And unless you're honest with yourself and write it down, yes, we are blessed to even have a job. Yes, we are blessed to be living the lives that we are, but we can make it better. Don't get stuck in wanting more and thinking it's greedy. It's not. It's not. So number two is I want you guys to write down the negatives and the positives. And the reason I want you to write it down is so you can visually see what makes you feel better and what drives you into wanting to fulfill your life, adding more of those. Okay? So number three, one of the things that I want you guys to do is, so number one was that I want you guys to write down your why, and I want you to put it in a place that you can see it every single day. Number two is I want you guys to write down the positives and negatives, the things that make you feel good, the things that make you feel bad, all the way down to the nitty gritty. Like I said, someone that raises their voice, or someone that makes you feel less than who you are, or maybe it's in yourself. You yelled at your kids and then you feel horrible about it. How can we change that, right? Write it down so that you're aware of it. And then the third thing is I want you to make a daily plan to change your mindset. I want you to stop yourself mid-thought, mid-speaking, whatever is flowing out that's negative, stop it right then and there. It's an exercise, guys. You have to train yourself to get rid of the negativity. You have to work at it every single day. You have to never give up. It takes work on your guys' side. It took work on my side. It took a lot of years to form who I am today. And a lot of people would say, oh, you were broken, you were traumatized, you were whatever. And I don't feel that way. I feel like I'm a survivor. I feel like I'm a fighter. And I feel like every single day I am making my life better. And every single day I am helping you do the same. So many of you I private message. So many of you tell me your success stories in changing one thought per day. Change your outlook on it. A guy I talked to the other day said, 1 out of 5 people don't make it through this cancer. I said, but 4 out of 5 people do. Why are you guys so focused on the negative number? I know the doctors give us that number. I know that it can change your world and it can stop you in your tracks, but you have the ability to turn it around. Don't follow their negativity. Teach them something today. Teach them that 4 out of 5 people are surviving it, right? I want you guys to do these 3 steps. Write down your reason why you want to change your life. Write down the positives and the negatives of your life so that you are aware, mentally aware of your triggers, things that you like, don't like, things that make you feel uncomfortable, things that put you on edge, and things that make you smile, things that make you happy, things that make your heart and soul shine. Be aware of what those things are. A lot of people don't know because they don't take the time to slow down and figure it out. And I'm telling you, in order to live a happy life, in order to thrive, and in order to follow your dreams and show the next generations how to do the same, you need to follow these steps. Okay? 1, write down your reason why. 2, write down the things that make you feel good and the things that make you not feel good. Number 3, set a daily plan. It's an exercise, guys. You have to do it. Set a daily plan to, as those negative things are flowing out, or if you're around a negative person, separate yourself. Don't let their words drag you down. Turn the thoughts around. Practice your self-worth talk every morning. Tell yourself, I am worthy. I am worthy of greatness. I am worthy of success. I am worthy to live a happy life. I am worthy as a parent. I am worthy as a spouse. I am worthy as a worker for my boss. Because you tend to forget those things and you get a little down on yourself, and that builds and builds and builds until your worth is stripped away from you. Don't do it. Turn it around. If you did everything wrong at work today, think of the one thing you did right. If you didn't do anything right, think of the one thing you did right yesterday. And plan for the one thing that you're going to do right tomorrow. And then you're going to plan for 2 things and 3 things and repeat the process. That's how I got it done. I never gave up. And it doesn't even matter if you feel stuck, if you feel like, oh my gosh, today I forgot my reason why. I didn't write down the positives and negatives, and I didn't do my daily exercise. That's okay. Continue tomorrow. Don't just say, oh, well, I failed and I didn't follow the process and I'm done. It defeated me, or maybe it's not for me. Keep going. Pick it back up the next day. I was starting a new business and I was working with this lady and I was following some of the steps to post my business on social media and help it grow. And pretty soon I was overwhelmed with all of these things and I was like, I don't even know where I'm at anymore, right? And I just remember her telling me, I was like, maybe it's just not for me. Maybe these videos aren't for me. Maybe this business isn't for me. And I just remember her saying, you stopped. You, not anybody else, but you stopped. You got a little overwhelmed. You didn't look at it for a week. Keep going. It doesn't matter if you don't look at it for a month. When the time comes, pick it back up and keep going. Don't think of it as a failure. Look back and figure out what you learned from that moment. Look back and figure out ways to overcome that overwhelming feeling. Maybe you need to break it down and do tinier steps. Don't reach for such a big step the first time around, or you're going to set yourself up for failure. Right? It's like I do a class on, or a course on my autoimmune disease and helping people figure out like a calendar of what foods agitate their system and cause them pain or tiredness or, you know, any kind of issues, and how to document that and look and tie it all together, right? And a lady said, yeah, I did that for a little while, but I stopped. Okay, pick it up again. Not one person out there goes on a diet per se and loses all the weight the first time and follows the diet 100%. We learn from failure. We learn from it. I learned that I couldn't quit gluten, sugar, and dairy with my autoimmune disease cold turkey. I learned that if I faded it out, I was much better off and I had a higher rate of success. If you fade out those negative moments, if you fade out your surroundings that are negative slowly to where you feel good about it and you feel comfortable about it and you are succeeding, then you are going to have success with the program. But the people that, and I learned something about myself. I learned that I'm not a cold turkey person. And a lady I was just talking to the other day, she's like, I am a cold turkey person. I quit that and I never looked back. Okay, that's fabulous. She learned something about herself. We all learn, so don't give up. Even if you set this aside and go, it's too much for me to think about. It's overwhelming to think about the positives and negatives and my reason why. Go back to it. If you have to set it aside for a week, that's fine. That's okay. Go back and add to your reason why. When you come up with new reasons for you to want to expand your life and dream, you want to start your own business, do it. Do you need to know the tools to get there? Yeah, let's find them. Let's find them together. But don't give up. So, going back, I got a little on a rabbit hole. My message for you today, number one, if you want to take your life from not just living but thriving and get through all of these things that are weighing you down, write your reason why. Put it in a place where you can see it every single day. Stick it on your mirror where you brush your teeth every morning. Number two, write down what makes you feel good, the positives and negatives, and what makes you feel bad, and make yourself aware of it. And start to slowly exclude those negatives and add to your positives. And number three, complete the daily exercise on the mindset. Get up every single morning. If you need to look in the mirror and tell yourself that you were made for greatness, tell yourself that there's something more out there for you, to tell yourself that there's a bigger purpose out there in your life and you want to find it, tell yourself that. Look yourself dead in the eye in the mirror and tell yourself that every single day. That is your daily exercise on changing your mindset. You will be amazed at how much more positivity comes into your life just by speaking to yourself and building your self-worth, your confidence, and wanting a better, happier, more complete life. It takes work, guys. It takes work on your part. It took a lot of work on mine. And now I'm going back and writing all the steps that I took so that I can help you guys speed up your process. And I have so many more courses coming out, and I'm super excited about 2021. A lot of people said 2020 was horrible, and yes, it may have been in some ways, but for me, it was growth in my business. It was personal growth within myself, and it was growth on all of these new courses that I have for you guys coming out. Plus the book collaboration that I'm doing. I released my one book, and I'm doing one worldwide. I got people that are writing a chapter out of Japan, a few out of Australia. I got people that are writing a chapter all over, and it's super exciting. So find out what your reason why is, find out what you want, and go for it. It's a little bit of a long message today, but is what it is. Everybody have an amazing day. Take care.